This is the morning of the 15th of February, 2026. A friend out of Tennessee sent me another article. It's actually a video. It's up on Redacted. Plays for an hour and 9 minutes. I'm going to play about 15 minutes of it. You can listen to it through its entirety if you like. Depends on what I hear, but I don't know if I'm going to do much more. I'm not too big on Redacted. Title, Pizzagate is much worse than we thought. Epstein documents just changed everything. I'm having some corn. So let's listen to this.
It is time to wake up. On this show, we cover the stories the mainstream media won't touch. Live from the Rocky Mountains. Welcome to Redacted with Natalie and Clayton Morris. Are you ready? Let's get uncomfortable. Welcome everybody to Redacted on this Wednesday. So glad to have you all here. We've got a very busy show for you today because we are going to do a deep dive today on Pizzagate, with the investigative journalist who broke the entire story wide open. She was the original. Liz Crokin is going to be joining us because these revelations in the Epstein documents, the 3 million of them, confirm almost all of her reporting when she was called a conspiracy theorist and a nut job, right?
Right. So a lot of us didn't really understand it. We're seeing it now in plain black and white writing in the Epstein files. And then we're like, wait, that was real? So we're going to rewind the clock so that we figure out what were we distracted to not see? What can we now prove is true? How did this narrative shift happen? These are major questions. And I think the fact that, we sort of saw it as one crazy thing, and then now we need to go back and say, okay, what didn't we see? What can we learn from this too? What can we not be distracted from next time, right? All of these are valid questions. So I'm looking forward to asking them.
Yeah, so Liz is going to join us here in moments. So thank you. Get in your questions. Anything you guys have here on in the chat room. We're going to be talking with Liz in a moment. Very excited about that. But first, I want to tell you about our friends over at Van Man, because you know that chemical cocktail that you're putting in your mouth every day, the toothpaste that you're putting in your mouth every.
I'm going to cut out their ad. Yeah. He's pitching a lot of products, I'll tell you. He's got sponsors. It's more than I can say I have. I got nothing going on. I did 70 videos last week. 70. All right, enough of this. Now he's pitching coffee mugs. Redacted. Hey, he's pitching the clothes, the products he sells, hats. Sorry, folks. But I'm not into promoting this crap. Blinky, the guy with the eyes that are blinking like crazy.
Mainstream media called the Pizzagate story a fake story. Of course, nothing to see here. Of course, elites aren't sexually abusing young children. Of course, they couldn't be. that captivated journalists, as they say. As PBS News called it, it was the thrill of the chase for journalists, perpetuating fake news. This all started after WikiLeaks published thousands upon thousands of emails from then Clinton and Obama official John Podesta. And inside those emails were many references to pizza parties, all sorts of weird, potentially, coded words. And it struck one reporter as bizarre, as if the term pizza was code for something very dark, something related to pedophilia, perhaps. After all, John Podesta swims in creepy circles, to be sure. His brother Tony, for instance, seems to really love creepy child abuse artwork hung right in his house. Here's just a few examples of that. Our next guest, Liz Crokin, is the first journalist to actually connect the dots in all of this, putting all of this together. She saw patterns where Hollywood elites and politicians were openly communicating about child sacrifice, sex trafficking rituals, pedophilia, joking about it in emails, and yes, pizza, of course. Here's one example. Chrissy Teigen, married to John Legend. Here's just one example. Johnny and I are on our way to the Hollydale. And Karina Belanoff is serving a nice 4-year-old cheese pizza with adrenochrome. Okay, who would ever think to post something?
Why would you joke about that?
But that's not the only time she joked about that. Here's just a few more examples over the years. I'm 1,000,000% going to be a child from Toddlers and Tiaras for Halloween. Can we fast forward time, please? I'm beyond excited. I'm going to jail over pizza, she says. I woke up this morning with a pizza on my chest and ranch dressing all over me. So if you think I'm too good for this, you are sadly mistaken. It's actually so ridiculous that most of the plane just laughs hysterically when someone just comes on with pizza. Then at the bottom, accidentally went to the children's aquarium looking pretty pedo-bearish, cruising the parking lot, like joking about being a pedophile star. I mean, it's so bizarre. Then the little seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just, I just want to put myself in jail. Toddlers and Tiaras. So journalist Liz Crokin took them to task, specifically Chrissy Teigen and John Legend had something to say about that. You need to take my family's name out of your mouth before you get sued, John Legend wrote to her, initial tweet. Chrissy, you run in circles with people who rape, torture, and traffic kids. This is a fact. I expose sex trafficking for a living. Liz is an investigative journalist who first broke the Pizzagate story wide open from the 2016 WikiLeaks emails. And we have to give credit where credit is due. Liz, welcome to the show. Great to see you.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I got to give some context, though, to the Chrissy Teigen feud.
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'm going to start by saying that you posted some of her abhorrent emails where she's clearly promoting pedophilia, but I just want your audience to understand those are just some. She had to delete tens of thousands of tweets going back decades after we got into this Twitter feud. So that's number one. And then number two, the tweet where John Legend threatened to sue me. In the tweet that I wrote, so he was quote tweeting me, I said you run in circles with people who rape, torture, and traffic children. Okay, so in that tweet, you can't see it because this is, years back and before X, or when X was Twitter. But I actually had posted 4 pictures of her with different known sexual predators and or pedophiles. And one of them would have been Harvey Weinstein. And another one was someone that John Legend and Chrissy Teigen did some kind of philanthropic event with, who actually had been charged and convicted of sex trafficking. So there is more context to that tweet, and everything that I said about them was 100% factual. So they did get into a huge Twitter feud with me for pointing out that Chrissy Teigen not only promotes pedophilia on her social media pages, and not just Twitter, by the way, it was Instagram too, but she was also promoting pedophile code words, including known pedophile code words or symbols that have been identified by the FBI. So everything I wrote about Chrissy Teigen was 100% accurate. And then she fired back, days after I had tweeted about her, just kind of out of the blue. It felt like a very coordinated attack. And the next thing I know, I have her attacking me, millions of her followers attacking me. The Church of Satan defended her honor. Hooters and Chelsea Clinton. I'm actually not kidding when we got his Twitter feud, like of the verified people that were defending her, it was the Church of Satan, Hooters, and Chelsea Clinton, like Satan Spa. It's like, you can't make this up. I'm like,
look at Clayton Morris with its blinky, blink, 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 blink. I posted countless videos on Pizzagate, and nothing ever came of any of it. Obama brought $25,000 worth of hot dogs from Chicago. Hot dogs were supposed to be little boys. But what do I know? Let's go back for a few more minutes.
you guys are really helping her case here by coming out. And then, of course, John Legend threatened to sue me. This was in 2017. Still waiting for the lawsuit. I've actually begged them over the years, please sue me. Like, discovery would be wonderful. If you're openly willing to promote pedophilia on your Twitter page, then imagine, what she's doing behind closed doors. And of course, it was just an empty threat. But the media ran.
It's worth mentioning truth is an absolute defense. So what you are saying here is you are associated with known sexual predators and you have proof, and you're saying that you are promoting pedophilia on your own social media, and that is undeniable based on just the snapshot we just showed. So none of this is conjecture. We are going to get into how you decoded Pizzagate into something which at the time was conjecture and no longer is. But what you're saying here is provable. There's no suit here because truth is an absolute defense.
Well, that's why they didn't scare me. And what these powerful people do.
Look at Clayton Morris, blinky. He's got something seriously wrong with his eyes, or his brain, I guess. All right, I'll attach the link. You can listen to this thing if you like. I'll watch it at a later date. Pass it along, folks. I cannot do this alone.